was the fact whether we will be a democracy in the future, whether our children will be arrested and conceivably killed. We're on the edge of a brutal authoritarian system, and it could be a week away.
And as horrible as this is coming from MSNBC, it's expected at this point. And sadly, the same is true for late night television, which once upon a time was just about entertainment. Winding down from a hard day, it was an escape from reality. Now it's an escape to Witch Mountain, where the swamp creatures want to brainwash everyone with a spell to turn woke. Gone are the days of Johnny Carson or Jay Leno making fun of any politician in the news just for laughs. No, today's post-evening news television is all about leftist propaganda. Take, for example, Stephen Colbert, who has never hid his utter contempt for anything America First. He tried to make fun of Michigan gubernatorial candidate Tudor Dixon for mentioning the outrage parents have over sexually explicit children's books in schools during her debate with Democrat darling Gretchen Whitmer.
Dixon's not the only one worried about this issue. So is this guy she totally made up.
I had a gentleman come up to me just a few nights ago, and he said, I found content in my school library describing how to have sex to my son. I went to the Democrats, and I said, I cannot believe that this is in there.
Okay. Fine. That happened.
Oh, well, here's the deal, Stephen. The problem parents have with a woke agenda, they are real, and so is the man that Tudor Dixon was referring to. As a matter of fact, he joins us right now, so I hope you're watching. His name is Khalil Othman, and he is a father of 5. He's also founder of the Many American Democratic Caucus, a former Dearborn City Council candidate, as well as a lifelong Democrat who has finally had enough because, unlike you, Mr. Colbert, his views aren't sponsored by a $25 million a year salary. Khalil Othman, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So first and foremost, Stephen Colbert there, he says that you don't exist. Now that you're on TV to join us, what would you like to say to Mr. Colbert?
Well, here you go. I am real. I do exist, and his statement is absolutely irresponsible and uncalled for. If his station or his team did their little bit of due research, they will be able to find out who I am. But I could see this is an effort to undermine the momentum of the rising candidate who will be the next governor, Tudor Dixon.
Khalil, on October 21st, you posted on your Facebook confirming Tudor Dixon's story. You are a Muslim, you were a proud Democrat for 20 years, and then you were welcomed with open arms. I mean, this is not the mantra of hate that we get from the left. How do you respond to the repeated notion that Republicans and MAGA supporters like Tudor Dixon are a vote for evil?
Well, I absolutely, this is one of the things or the main reasons that pushed me to go to Tudor Dixon flat track rally after I heard that from highly well-known officials in the city of Dearborn that if we welcome the Republicans in our city, they hate you, they're gonna deport you, they gonna close your mosques. So I want to experience that in person, and I went to Dixon rally in Flat Rock, and among all these supporters who stood there for Dixon, we were welcomed. The minute I said I'm a concerned parent, came all the way from Dearborn to listen to your speech here, which is basically about kids, families, and faith. And everybody was welcoming us, everybody. I cannot believe the notion or the scary tactics they are pushing toward these communities to create fear and division, and telling people the Republicans will deport you, close your mosques, and they actually hate you. This is a really a good experience, and the books were the biggest wake-up call for me. As a long-time loyal Democrats, I was shocked and stunned by the silence of all the Democratic elected officials in our city, how they stood in the sideline and stayed silent, in a complete silence. And the only 2 elected officials who spoke, they spoke against the parents. No one stood up with the parents who went out in thousands to the Dearborn Board of Education meetings to oppose these sexually explicit books. We were
Khalil?
heavily...
Let me ask you this. I'm sorry to cut you off. We don't have a lot of time, but you know, you were among many parents in Dearborn who were appalled by the apathy from other Democrats for having these sexually explicit books available to your children in schools. A recent poll indicates that more parents may vote in these midterms, but the economy right now is the prevailing issue of concern. I'm curious, does your decision to flip parties go beyond one issue at this point?
Well, absolutely. I'm just a concerned parent, one concerned parent in Dearborn, and there are hundreds and thousands of concerned parents that share the same concern. And in fact, many of these people turned a blind eye for the economy. They let it go. They turned a blind eye for so many things the Democratic Party has caused to this nation, and they let it go. But when it comes to the kids and the family, this was like across the line. They are crossing the line. Leave our kids alone, stop sexualizing them in any way, shape, or form. And this is a full stop. And I'm one of these thousands of parents who went out and said loud and clear, leave us alone and leave our kids alone from this toxic politics.
Well, Khalil, I hope other parents out there are listening, especially those that may have voted Democrat in the past and they're not happy with the way things are going in schools. I hope they hear your message. We appreciate you coming on the program tonight, and so much respect for you and your courage to speak out in this situation. Thank you, Khalil Othman.
Thank you.